Alrighty folks, so here's a little update on our Durango here. Did a few more small things to it to get a little closer to where you ain't got to worry as much, but got an overflow hose on it here. I still got to mount a tank. I'm going to mount a tank up underneath this fender here because we got a little more room, and I think that'll be good. Then we just run our hose straight over. Right now I got it just running straight down to the ground. Ain't gonna hurt nothing really for now. I mean, it's all, all the old cars and all that was. But anyway, so I got that put on. Put a new radiator cap on it too. Went ahead and replaced our power steering return line. Got that on. So now it's got a new pressure hose, and it has a new power steering return hose there. So I got that replaced as well. I replaced our heater hose. I went ahead and did away with that piece where it's spliced together in the middle. That's actually factory like that. Not sure what I did with the original. It's on the back of this truck here somewhere. But anyway, I went ahead, I just run a whole one-piece hose there. So I had to pull all this back off for maybe the 10th time probably. But anyway, I run a whole new hose all the way around there and run it straight all the way back to our heater core. So now we got new hoses. Both of them been replaced on our heater core there, so we ain't got to worry about that. But yeah, it was leaking kind of, not horrible, but it was seeping and it was dripping on our exhaust manifold running down. And when I took this thing up down the road, you could smell antifreeze burning off of it. So that took care of that issue. And then plus before, the hose was kind of almost touching our exhaust manifold there. I didn't like that. This Chrysler had a bracket that they made that went on your valve cover stud here that actually held this up a little better. Of course, that's plastic and all that heat for all them years, 23, 24 years there, it cracked it all up, and then as soon as I pulled it off, and it just disintegrated in my hand. So anyway, it's up off the exhaust manifold and ain't leaking no more. So we got rid of that leak there. We got rid of our, well, it wasn't really a leak, but I got tired of antifreeze running out. As this thing would cool off, it'll let some of that pressure off and the antifreeze would run down and run all over the frame, that hose and everything else. And it looked like it had 500,000 leaks on it. So I fixed that. I got that running straight down to the ground there. For now, it's not going to hurt nothing. So that's done. Went ahead and got our transmission lines buttoned up down there. I had to cut the one. I just cut it completely off. And I really didn't want to do this, but I went ahead and did it anyway. Let's get this in focus here. But went ahead and just cut it, cleaned the end up real good, and I threw a hose on it and put some clamps on it. And did that, so that took care of that leak there. So now we don't have no transmission leak anymore, so that's taken care of. Didn't want to do that, but where the hose, the pressure hose or quick connect hose tied into this hard line originally, is a fitting right there, and when I tried to break it fitting loose to replace just this quick connect here, I ended up busting the fitting, so it would just constantly seep out, and you can't have that. That'll burn the transmission up and all that. So anyway, I just cut all that mess off, run a hose there for now, put 2 clamps on it. It's holding good, so I ain't gonna worry about that anymore for now. We'll keep an eye on it. I can come back later if I want and flare the end of that line and flare another line and just make it all one piece if I really want it. Just make it all one line. You really don't want a bunch of connections there. You want as much of a one-piece line as you can get, because the more fittings you got on there and the more chance you got for it to leak. So you want as much of a solid piece as you can get on that. But anyway, it stopped for now. I took it up down the road quite a bit, and runs a whole lot better, shifts a lot better now. And make sure you use the right transmission fluid. This takes ATF plus 4. That's what this takes. And I'm not very familiar with the Chrysler products and all that, but yeah, just make sure you use the correct tranny fluid there. Don't goof it up like I did. I used Dex in it and I mean, I didn't really put that much in it, but I don't think it hurt it. But I'm sure, you know, that leak there, I was at our hose there, most of it poured right back on the ground. So I don't think it's going to hurt anyway, because it went straight in and came right back out. But anyway, got that all buttoned up. So I put some ATF plus 4 in it, got her topped off there. Make sure you get it up to operating temperature. And also make sure that the vehicle's level and it's in neutral, not park. Because in this, it has to be in neutral for you to be able to check the fluid correctly. Because if you've got it in park, the pump in that transmission is not pumping. Now I might be incorrect on that, but when I was watching rebuild videos, this has the, from what I can tell, it looks like it's the 46 RFE 4-speed automatic overdrive is what's in it. And basically it's like a 727 torque flight, more or less, except with the added overdrive on it. You got the overdrive and all that's built into the tail shaft, more or less. And then if you pull that off, it's basically like a 3-speed automatic, which that'd be kind of cool to make it old school 727. But I ain't gonna do that. But anyway, yeah, just make sure you use the correct fluid there. And then I was watching videos on the internet about it, and quite a few of them are saying when you check the fluid there, make sure it's in neutral, not park, and it's level and it's completely warmed up. You know, you run on the road about 20-30 minutes so it gets the fluid good and hot and warmed up. That way you get the most accurate reading possible. But yeah, if you check it in park, that pump and that transmission is not pumping, but if it's in neutral, it is pumping, from what I've read. Now I might be wrong on that, but I checked it in neutral, and that's actually kind of popular there. So anyway, that's how I checked it. It kind of makes sense anyway. So you can, one of the videos I watched there, you had to pull the train out, but you can go in there and you change that, I think you can change that manual valve for the shifter and all that, for your shift link. I think you could switch that out. You do something to it, not quite sure. I had to rewatch it again, but you can change it so it pumps and park and all through all the gears, all your forward and reverse gears. So you can change that, but it really ain't that hard to put it in neutral. But anyway, that's what we got here. And I'm going to take it up hopefully tomorrow and get the inspection done. So hopefully that will get a good sticker for that. The alignment, still not 100% sure on that. I might try and get that done tomorrow, but money's getting tight again, and might have to wait until Friday. So I might have to push it up a few days. So it might be New Year's Eve when I get that done. Of course, everything's going to be closed, so really, realistically, it might end up being like the 3rd or the 4th of January before I actually get it lined up. So it still might be one more official week until it's actually, as far as being on the road legally, that part will be done tomorrow. But as far as driving it, you know, where it'll drive right and you ain't going to worry about it, the front end alignment and all that, it might be a little bit. I'm going to try hard to get it knocked out tomorrow, but, you know, there again, it just depends. I have the money to do it, but money is just extremely tight right now. It's about $100, $100 to $150 to get this thing lined up. So I will see. I'm going to do the best I can. And I want to do the state inspection first. That's more important, because I'd rather have the sticker, and then I'll do the alignment second. But anyway, that's where we're at here, and I figure make a little update of it. So we got our leak straightened out there, and got everything topped off and all that good stuff. So we're getting there. So this is just kind of a follow-up / update video of it here. So hopefully we'll get this thing to pass inspection. I hope tomorrow, and be done with that. And then the only thing will be left is alignment. So anyway, that's where we're at. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and just a little quick glimpse here. Not all this stuff's off this Durango, obviously, but a lot of it is. There's our old calipers there, our old hub, our old idler bearing. I mean, not bearing, idler pulley. It's got our bearing in it. It's our old radiator. I threw that away. That actually didn't leak at all, but it had a bunch of rust and scale on it. Throwing that away. What else? That's our drum off our C10 here. We're going to pitch that. But the issue with them 2 calipers down there is I couldn't get the bleeder screw out. So I just ended up replacing them both. But there's our old shocks there. I bought a brand new radiator for it, and the one that was in the accident, these transmission lines I never did put on. So they come with the brand new radiator and just never put them on. I've reused the old ones because I couldn't get the quick connects to disconnect. And I didn't really want to play with them. I was in a hurry, so I just took none. Did the fittings there on the old lines there and just reused the old lines. So these never got even used. Nothing even wrong with them. But throw them away because I'm tired of having stuff linger around. Throw a water pump down there. Threw that away because, like I said, I didn't know if it had, play like that. I've checked it. It doesn't. It didn't leak at all. But no, I threw it away, replaced it anyway because it was an accident. Got our axle down there, had that groove in it, throwing that away. There's our pitman arm, throwing that away. It's junk. Either arm, that really didn't have any play in it, honestly, but throwing that away. And throwing a drag link away, because there's nothing even wrong with that, but I'm going to throw away because I'm just tired of having stuff linger around. There's our drum, our rotors that were on it. There's another drum that come off this truck, and old battery tray that come off a 04 Dakota. And no, I took it back. No, that's actually off our Durango here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that one's off our Durango here, and then I ended up using some pieces out of the two to make one good one. So that's out of our Durango. And then I used the 04 Dakota actual battery tray, but I kept my Durango, the hold down piece. I think that's how it was. Yeah, that's how it was. But anyway, getting rid of that. It's nothing really wrong with it. I mean, I could reuse it if I had to, but it's not even broke or anything. I just getting rid of it. I got a headlight here. There's nothing even wrong with that, but I'm gonna pitch that. Just, I know a lot of y'all might be cringing over it, but some of the parts are still usable. But I'm just, I'm tired of stuff lingering around, and with stuff being stolen off my property and everything, I don't want a bunch of stuff lingering around. So I'm gonna haul this stuff on off here and get rid of it. And just tired of it lingering around, for months and months on end. And if you ain't got a bunch of stuff sitting outside, then you ain't got to worry about being stolen. That's the way I look at it. Shouldn't have to worry about it, period. Honestly. But ever since my wheels got stolen off my Durango here, it's pissed me off, and now I'm constantly worried. But it's fucking ridiculous, really. But it is what it is. People can't keep their paws off, shit nowadays. But it is what it is, But anyway, enough about that. But there's our Durango there, and I got a little more done on it, and just excited about that. We'll get it inspected tomorrow, and hopefully get it to pass. I hope. Man, it better pass, because I can't afford all that mess. I'm going to be so pissed if they put a rejection sticker on here. They better not. I don't know. It's no reason why they should. I mean, I've went over this thing with a fine-tooth comb, so did way more than I have to. So they better get a good inspection on it, and that way I can move on to our alignment. And I'm going to try my best to get this front alignment done, because the inspection's only $22. That's not a big deal. The only issue with that is, I gotta, kind of sucks, because I might have to sit there for 2 hours to wait to get it inspected. So I'm gonna try and get there first thing in the morning, so that way it'll be done and out of the way. And their alignment, and hopefully that, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I'll hopefully at least get it close enough to where our steering wheel ain't upside down. That's kind of where it's at right now. It's upside down. But anyway, enough about all this. I don't want to keep going on and on and on. Kind of bad about that on these videos here. But got a lot of cleaning up done, and getting more stuff cleaned up. And we're going to haul this stuff off and take it to the dumpster up there and pitch all this stuff and get rid of it. That's our valve that goes to our gas stove. That's a brand new valve and hose and everything down there too. I'll pay probably $30 for that, but I'm just, you just get to a point you're just tired of seeing stuff sitting around, and it's time to get rid of it. So anyway, y'all take care. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all later.